So here it is, guys. It's 9 o'clock right now. The 28th of April, 2026. While things are happening in politics right now, I just wanted to talk about 1992 that a friend of mine brought up. And he brought up a hell of a lot of memories on this one that I had to talk about. 1992 LA riots and the things surrounding that time period of home, of places getting burned down, of courthouses, of neighborhoods. A place that made me sick to my stomach right now as it is looking at it, because I don't recognize the names anymore, but I know the neighborhoods a little bit. The street names that hadn't changed yet. And not to mention history of places like that. So, I lived in the area, what they used to call Sepulveda, but they changed it about 3.5, maybe 4 decades into North Hills. I had been working at a job, retail hell, but things happened with that job. Things fell apart after 4 years. And then job stress kept me out. Ma wanted me back in the game again, so she wanted me to work for her off the books while I was recuperating. Ma wanted to keep me busy. I mean, I could have been going out there looking for more work, but well, I was getting upset stomachs and migraines all the damn time. But after watching what the hell happened with the LA riots before, during, and afterwards, I don't know about that one afterwards. But here we are in that neighborhood during that time. And I wanted to show you the neighborhoods that I lived in. I mean, I know they've changed throughout the years. If I went to Google Earth, I could show you some of the areas that changed a little bit more instead of what we're seeing right now as it is. And I got a computer that's driving me crazy by doing the poo-doo, concerning about data on this one. Pain in the ass. It's just, I don't know what's going on with my damn computer. But since I still got it working. I lived with my mother and my brother during those days. I was in my 20s. I was in my mid-20s watching all hell breaking loose. I see it as an old man of 60 right now, of how things have changed building-wise and everything else, and that's just driving me insane on this one. Of hearing how neighborhoods got burned, torched during those years. Of how nostalgia is kicking me in the gut, remembering of all the stuff that I'm looking at right now. Van Nuys Airport went through a hell of a lot of changes throughout the decades since I was living there. We used to have Air National Guard and a lot of air shows, but because of flak and other things happening, they decided to move their 2 divisions out of the San Fernando Valley and into Ventura County. And we used to have things happening at Van Nuys Airport that made it the hot spot. These days it's just barely keeping on for commercialism, even for the private enterprises. But looking at that street, looking at Woodley, was just seeing riots happening at different portions of the valley, and main portions of it happening out in Los Angeles. And the anger, the fear, the uncertainty, the terror of it all. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to wake up the next day or not, if the valley was going to be burning down or not. Because there was a hell of a lot of anger towards the LAPD and towards other communities. And it looked like almost a racial war, almost. And hasn't quite relieved itself of that stigma or the feeling it's still there. But it scared the shit out of me, though. I look at a place that I lived for 38 years of natural and artificial disasters, of geologic events that happened that tore that place apart, changed venues, changed lives back in 71 and 94. The thing, we would have earthquakes in the area before then in surrounding neighborhoods. Whittier Narrows was a minor quake in the San Fernando Valley, but closer to Whittier it wasn't. They had major. But not until 94 hit that all hell broke loose. But I was talking about the 92 riots when man's disaster was happening at that point. I was trying to recount a few videos back what I'd remembered watching on the news, a local. KTTV was on all the time because Monday through Friday the news was on. Recaps would be on the weekends. But if there was any special shows, we weren't watching it because everything had to be about the Rodney King trials. One drunk guy getting caught on a video camera of how cops treated people, including people of color. How everything stirred and changed on that day. And how it scared the hell out of people left and right, including me. It's not how I was dealing with the LA cops. It was how I'm seeing neighborhoods deal with each other. Racial profiling. Whether or not we still liked each other because we were different skinned or not. Couldn't travel around different neighborhoods because we were afraid half the time. I mean, during those days, when they actually had the riots going on, we stayed home. Me and my family stayed home. Well, my brother had to work anyway, so he had to work in an oil refinery too damn close to ground zero. And my brother was telling me horror stories about the area. How he was nervous, how he was scared about it. Well, I didn't blame him. I would have been too. It was terrifying in those days. And I was trying to deal with it as well. It was not the easiest place to live, but it was home. It wasn't a constant war in the San Fernando Valley, but it was challenging enough during those days anyway. But it was home. I look at it now, and yes, I know I've seen a hell of a lot of changes happening to a lot of places that have been taken over, plowed under, being rebuilt. Stadium or old buildings that hadn't been used in decades of businesses already left and now reformatted and changed a great deal. How landmarks can change, but it doesn't wipe out the memories of neighborhoods that I used to live in. I tried to talk about it in different videos earlier on, how it still affects me to this day. So I'm just trying to get through it, trying to understand it, trying not to deal with it. It still makes me sick to my stomach. No, because the memories also, besides the riots and the earthquakes happening, and buildings have changed and bounced from company to company, and that isn't it. It's the families and friends that I've made over there that either disappeared by death or disappeared by geographic, which makes the valley a lot more alien and a lot more empty. Oh, you can put it in buildings, you can put it in this, put it in that, but what made it what it was, to me, it lost already. It no longer feels home. It doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel. I felt at home when I had family and friends. I felt home when I knew my place. I knew my valley. But these days, it just doesn't anymore. And I can't seem to deal with it. I'm not sorry for saying it. I'm just saying I don't have a feel for the place anymore. There may have been restaurants I miss, or different stores I shopped at, or malls and closing down left and right, or mutating into something else. Either by economics, or by geographic, or by something else. But it's no longer home. While things are happening in politics trying to wreck people's lives, and I'm hearing other people talking about, you can't say this because you're causing political, whatever they're going to be using at this point over here, issues, diversity, devastation, something. I'm looking at memories of things that happened in the past that would have torn us apart, and yet tried to make us stronger, but I don't know if it had been or not. All I know is I keep looking at this place and I keep hearing about Madonna singing about "This used to be my playground." It used to be. To my friend Jimmy, when you lived in a place as long as I had, and I look back at it right now at the map, I'm kicked in the chest constantly on this one. It used to be home, it used to be a playground, it used to be, but no longer. And it's a hard thing to deal with. It's a hard thing to deal with, that kind of a lingering, lasting memory, or even the feelings. I live in the wedge, right above it. Widest shot of California. You see Southern California. You see the desert region angled by two mountain ranges. And somewhere in that mess, right by desert dunes, a whitish area of deserts, is home. It's home. Well, as much as it's going to be called as home anyway, for the last 20 years. 20 some odd years. Palmdale used to be a place to live for a short time, about a couple of years, and Lancaster gets it about 5, and the rest of it, Rosamond. And during this time, I've lost people, again, geographic and by death. So I feel different pains on this one, different loss. Politicians can talk about whatever the hell they want. They can blather it up left and right, blame, point fingers. I'm looking at things that are kicking me in the ass. I'm looking at places that used to be home, and what I call home, or a mutated version of it. You guys been watching the videos, you know I've been talking about this place a lot. How it changes, but it doesn't change. I've seen too many changes in my lifetime in a congested place. And I can't feel comfortable anymore. I don't know why I should go through it. Just to maybe get to another place to deal with. But it is what it is right now, guys. I'm boring the crap out of you. Sorry. I could be talking about politics and have it be interesting and have the algorithms perk itself up, saying he's talking about politics again. Let's hear about that. I'd rather not, thank you very much. I'd rather talk about other things. If I'm able to, or if I'm willing to do it, if I can get past the emotions on it. 1992 did stir up some stuff. Even at the end of 1992, I went for work again. I had to. From September all the way through January 1st. I worked at Universal Studios Hollywood. Another part, guys? That being said,